All right, Whitlock, you blame Big Ben.
I'm going to throw a bit of a curveball. I think Mike Tomlin's put him in a tough spot. I think Tony Gonzalez last week or 2 weeks ago made an excellent point about Mike Tomlin and Herm Edwards. They put a burden on the players. Let the men in the locker room control this team, and I'm going to back away. And they put too much on Big Ben's plate. Big Ben is a more mature player than he ever was early in his career. But at the end of the day, he's still Big Ben. He's trying to be the leader of this team. It got him crossways with Antonio Brown about the national anthem, the locker room deal. He's trying to do too much, and it's affecting his play. Mike Tomlin, again, and I'm not trying to beat up on Mike, but because Ben threw 5 interceptions, and that's on Ben. But I think there's too much on Big Ben's plate. The leadership and responsibility of that entire football team on Big Ben, he can't handle it.
It feels like a bad marriage. Like a marriage can struggle, and you can argue with each other over dinner. When it goes public, and you're fighting in restaurants, and you're fighting in front of the kids, that's a bad marriage. This whole thing isn't working. Ben can be passive-aggressive. Tomlin yesterday said, I didn't think Ben played well. He can talk for himself. Like, now it's public. Like, now they can't hide their animosity. You played with Big Ben for a year. I think this has become a fair criticism. I'm not sure Big Ben's all the way in. You talked to him. He's been talking retirement for the last 2 years.
Yeah, for the last 2 years. And I don't know if, like I said earlier, if Ben has 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And let me just back up a step further. I got to give the Jacksonville Jaguars credit because Tony said they had the best defense in the first week of the season this year. And not to take credit away from them, but you know, it was a tough day for Ben. So we can't say all the distractions is a reason for Ben not playing well. I think it's a plethora of things. I think they've had to find some type of continuity on the offense. And it's just not Ben. But if he doesn't, want to play or continue to play and don't feel like he doesn't have it, then he needs to, think about the rest of the guys in that locker room because there's 52 other guys who are trying to win a championship. And, these comments won't hurt. Won't help at all.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
It's just like...
Listen, we talk about distractions.
Yeah.
If you're a quarterback and you mention retirement, that's a distraction.
Yeah, and you hit the nail right on the head there. I'm looking at that and seeing Big Ben, and I love Ben, obviously Hall of Famer player, but as a teammate, when you hear that from your quarterback, your leader, the face of your franchise, when he starts doubting himself, that is the worst thing that can happen most of the time. 95% of the time, that's the worst thing that can happen to you as an athlete. I think as a person, you lose confidence. Yeah. It's hard to have success after that. I hope he finds a way to get back into that groove mentally. He needs to go talk to, there's Tom House. A lot of quarterbacks do this. Tom Brady does this. Matt Ryan does this. Matt Stafford does this. There are guys that you can go out there and talk to get you back in that frame of mind because that's exactly what it is. But yes, he's getting a little older. Sometimes you hit that cliff as a player, and it can fall quickly. That's one of the reasons I retired so early. I could have played an extra year, but I was like, I don't want to hit that cliff. Maybe he's hit that, or it's just a confidence thing right now, which I think that's probably what it is. It's just confidence.
Tony, you made the comment a week ago or two about Tomlin and Mike and Herm Edwards and putting a burden on the players to be men and carry that locker room. Could that be an issue for Ben Roethlisberger?
It could be, and I talked to Matt Ryan. He had his unbelievable year last year. I said, what was the biggest difference? Like, what'd you do? And he talked about the confidence, which was a big deal. But a lot of it, too, is taking stuff off your plate. Like, he took some certain things, not the same as this, but still issues that he was having that said, okay, well, I'm going to stop doing this, I'm going to stop doing that, so I don't have to think about that anymore, and I can concentrate on football. And you're right. You have all that burden on you. All those different things, they start weighing on you. And especially once one thing bad happens and those voices start talking to you, telling you, oh, you might have lost a step, it's a slippery slope. And I think that's what we're seeing now. If I'm him, I'm telling you, I'd call somebody up. There's plenty of people to call and get back on track mentally.
Also, it's hard to quarterback in this league. Brady's a complete outlier. So Ben's beat up. He and the coach don't see eye to eye. He's a veteran. He's like a 35-year-old guy. That locker room's got 23-year-olds. A lot of the stars are kids. Yeah. Is there a generational thing happening in that locker room?
Mike Lombardi used to talk about it all the time, is that the millennials, the younger guys, and how Brady and they had a class in New England and trying to teach you how to connect with the millennials and all that.
Favre got frustrated with that at the end.
I got frustrated with that, too.
That young locker room, Antonio Brown, that's hard to handle.
I was there. It's certainly different because you have to cater to so many young guys and different personalities, and you're an older guy, you see generations of people just come and go. But I will say this about Ben. He has to find a way to finish this season strong. This won't be good for his legacy, and I don't want to remember Ben Roethlisberger in this type of situation and going out like this, man. He has to finish strong. Got to finish it up.